So, been wanting to come in here for like weeks now. We are finding our new normal at our house, as I'm sure you are too, which is not a lot of time by myself. So right now, Henry is using, I think it's called Khan Academy, but it's on my cell phone. And for some reason, Facebook isn't letting me go live on my laptop. So I'm going to try to record this video, paste it into our group. Fingers crossed you're watching it right now, and it worked. So I am going to talk about chapter 4 for Super Attractor. I do think this is sort of perfect timing. Before that, I just want to sort of acknowledge where we are as humans right now. I feel free to put in the comments, by the way, how you're doing. If you need someone to talk to and you don't have that, please reach out to me in Messenger. I don't always answer like right away, but I will answer, I promise. I think the biggest thing right now is we need to really lean towards love and be leaning away from fear. And I know that's way easier said than done. This chapter is sort of about that. I think the biggest thing we can be doing right now is taking care of ourselves. If you're lucky enough to be home and not needing to be out in the world, first of all, thank you. If you have to be out in the world and you're doing something, or someone in your family is out and has to be out doing something, thank you. I know it's not easy being home, but I do think it's a lot easier than having to not be home. No one has it easy, but we can sort of look at the easiness or the light side of it that we do have and kind of go from there. I did want to share these 2 cards. They came up in my own card pulling yesterday. And when I kind of asked my guides today which deck to pull a card from for you all, these are the 2 cards that I was sort of pulled towards, even though I had already picked them. Like when I asked for each of my decks, yes or no, I got a no for all of them. And then I was like, I know I'm getting a no, because the 2 cards that I picked out for me yesterday are really for all of us. This one, the Buddha prepares. This one's all about going inward. So this time that we are in right now, I'm getting chills. That's good. That means this is for you. Assuming this video works and you're watching it. We're being invited to go inward. This is bringing up a lot of crap, right? It's bringing up a lot of fear, a lot of junk that maybe we didn't know was buried. It's bringing up a lot of our systems that are not working, that maybe a lot of us knew weren't working, but it's like now it's like not working. P.S. it's 3:33 right now, and this is 13, so that's kind of fun. So this is inviting us to go inward. Where can you take the time? Where can you take it? We want to make the time to not focus so much on taking in information from out there, right? Limiting the news, limiting your social media kind of stuff, and really taking the time to go inward, in cultivating that light and love that you have inside of yourself. Honestly, it shows him meditating, and then the people behind him. Meditation is a great way to do this. If you have trouble like calming your brain during meditating, that's totally fine. That's the whole point. There's so many apps out there. There are so many guided meditations on YouTube. You don't have to just sit and only focus on your breath. You can if that works for you, but if that's hard, like look up any guided meditation. They are all amazing, but this is all about going inward so we can sort of move forward. So where can you go inside? Look for answers within you, and make that quiet time for you. Get to know yourself more. If this is bringing up a lot of gunk, like look at that. Don't be afraid of it. Feel it. And then see if you can move it out. For me, moving out stuff once it comes up, breath work has been really helping me. just, I posted on my last video the breathwork things that I've been using, but you can go on YouTube and just type in breathwork meditation. Yeah, that's helping me a lot move things out. There are some weird, like, I don't want to say weird, but it's powerful. So there are effects that you may feel if you try that. So just know ahead of time. If you're going to do a breathwork meditation, you might feel tingly. You might feel like you're going to pass out. My whole body feels like it's like vibrating when I do it. And to me, that doesn't scare me. I sort of lean into it and I'm like, okay, my energy is moving. I can tell my energy is moving out. Some people, their hands kind of like clench up. Some people cry, and some people don't feel anything. But just know if you do any of the breathwork meditations, it can be really powerful. And if that scares you a little bit, don't do it. Just do like a normal meditation. Or honestly, my yoga teacher taught us this, like me a bunch of years ago. Have you ever seen like shaking? It sounds so silly. I used to do this when I used to teach middle school math full time. It's not easy. I would go in the bathroom when I was having like a hard day. I would go to the bathroom and then I would like shake. And you want to just shake that energy out. It's so you can like start with your hands down here. If you want to do it with me now, can we all do this together? It doesn't matter how weird you look. We're gonna do three deep breaths and then we're just gonna shake. Ready? So I'm doing in through my nose, out through my mouth. Do whatever feels right. Just like let it out. We have so much we need to let out right now. If you did that like once an hour, you'd feel so much better. But anyway, so you can start by like shaking your hands down here. I would say like a great thing to do would be to do this like 3 minutes a day. I've been trying to get the boys to do this. They haven't found it fun yet. I know they're going to. And then just kind of like start raising them higher. Like I know it looks crazy, but like I can even feel like in my joints where I need it to like let go. So like if anyone's watching this, like I know you guys probably don't think this is crazy, but I'm sure someone over your shoulder might. So like shake, shake, shake. And you want to shake everything. So like it'd be best if I was standing, like kicking my feet, like whatever. Shake anything that needs to be shaken. That helps move the energy out too. That's why dance parties are so effective. Dancing, shaking. If you're going to do a dance party kind of thing to get the energy out, make sure you like shake some out over your head. We rarely have our arms up here. It's like, I don't know why, but it's so good for us. Okay, so shaking. Yep. I'm getting into huge tangents here. I've missed all of you. I haven't talked to you in so long. This is the other one that was for all of us. I know I have an iMac, but for some reason the like quality of video isn't that great. So this is the initiation. We're in this kind of dark. Most of us are probably in this dark spot right now, but we're moving into better times. We're moving into better energy, but we have to go through this first. So it's all about finding as much love and ease as we can in this sort of, I don't want to even call it dark spot, but in the card, right? This stuff we're moving through to get to kind of where we're going. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say about my cards. So chapter 4, like I said, kind of ties in with this. Have fun along the way. That's what I wrote at the top. You know, it's funny. I wrote these notes out like, I don't even know, 3 weeks ago. Henry was still in school. It was a while ago. But anyway, have fun along the way. It's all about moving up the emotional scale. I will post pictures of the actual emotional scale that she has. It goes from 1 to 22. The bottom of the scale is like fear, grief, desperation, despair, powerlessness. A lot of us are probably there right now in terms of like global stuff. The top of the emotional scale is joy, appreciation, empowered, freedom, and love. And then there's everything else in the middle. You can slowly move up the emotional scale. The closer we are to joy, the more we're allowing our kind of super attractor power. A big thing with this is we are not meant to go from like the fear, grief, desperation and jump straight to joy. If you do it, like awesome, huge celebration. But we don't have to do that. That's like putting so much pressure on ourselves. We just want to get like one step higher. And something I like to like make sure we notice is hatred and rage is like 4 steps ahead of fear, grief, desperation. So you might have found with everything going on, maybe you were feeling, the powerlessness, like desperation, grief. Maybe now you're just mad that you moved up the scale. If you're at mad now and anger, that's even more up the scale. Blame is even more up the scale. Worry, doubt, disappointment, overwhelm, frustration. Like that's moving up. So even though those emotions, I know they don't feel nice, just know like you're moving up closer to joy, closer to love and all that. Really noticing how whatever we're thinking is making us feel. If looking at, I'm talking to myself now too. If looking at social media is causing you anxiety, overwhelm, fear, sadness, grief, blah, 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 you need to limit it. And I don't even have the TV on. So I'm lucky. We don't have normal TV. We have like Netflix and we have someone else's Disney. Like we really just watch Netflix probably. Well, we have whatever, doesn't matter. But I don't even have like the news on. I can't even imagine everyone that has the news on all day and social media and your own brain. So whatever you can do to limit your exposure to what's being put out there, limit it. When I go on Facebook, when I'm being good, meaning I'm not just scrolling and reading anybody's post, and I should say maybe a lot of you too I'm pretty lucky where most of the people on my feed are posting things similar to me. I'm not seeing as much of like the crazy. I still see it if I scroll long enough, which is why I'm trying to limit it. But for me, if I'm going to go on Facebook, I'm going to check in to like certain groups that I'm in, groups like this. Those are the kind of posts I want to see. People still are being real. They're not pretending like it's not happening, but they're being proactive about it. They're talking about what kind of like planetary meditations can we do? Or like they're talking about how to connect with people or what they're doing to help themselves with this time. Instead of just like the fear and the everything else, like that, all the pictures that like there's no toilet paper and blah, 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 like whatever. So just think about that. Think about what you're letting in. A simple distraction can be a miracle at moving us back into alignment and up the scale. Sometimes I think we think distractions are bad because we're not feeling the stuff, but some distractions can be so good. If you do have someone at home with you, how can you connect with them right now? And even if you don't, even if they're not at home with you, how can you connect with more people? I put on the schedule for the kids, like 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock is like FaceTime time. So we're picking people to FaceTime that maybe we normally wouldn't. So even though we're not seeing people in person, like I'm seeing more people and connecting to more people than I have been. So finding ways where you can still connect to people is a great distraction. A meditation can be a great distraction. Putting on good music and shaking is a great distraction. Switching your energy to service and how you can help someone. That has helped me so much. So 2 days ago, I was like, I don't know about how you have all been. I've been on like such an emotional roller coaster the past week or two. I'm guessing a lot of you in here are very empathic, and that's why we are all together in this. I'm super empathic, so I'm feeling, this is why I have to limit my social media. I feel the fear from them. I feel the fear from my own family. I feel the fear from my own self, and it just piles and piles and piles, and I don't notice all the time what's mine and what's not mine. So, like the other day, it's like I was just feeling all the junk. Everything was triggering me. Like, Owen, dog's freaking out. Short story to show my point. Owen, my 2-year-old, has been having fun putting Henry's boxers on over his diaper. And the other day, he wanted to do it himself, right? Me do it, everything's that I want to do it. which is like can be really cute. But the other day I was like, it was driving me crazy. Like I was having to do deep breaths. Like I was giving birth deep breaths. Like it was just triggering me so much. I was getting so frustrated and like angry. Fast forward to the day after that, which was yesterday, he did the exact same thing with his boxers, and I thought it was the cutest thing ever. I think I had just moved enough energy out and had stopped looking at so much social media that I wasn't being triggered by like little things, like big things. I don't know what she's barking at. I don't know if you can even hear her. Yeah, so I don't even know what my point was with that. Oh, switching the service. But then yesterday I was thinking, okay, how can I serve people through this, right? How can I be more connected to people when I'm posting on my, oh my God, we're getting a package. When I'm posting on my social media, how can I, we have a very good guard dog. In your room. Sorry. In your room, come on. Go, in your room. I'm just trying to do a video. It's okay. Sorry about that. If you have dogs, it's good and bad, right? To have a dog that barks at everything. Switching my mind to service. How can I help people? When you're posting on social media, are you feeding the fear or are you feeding the love that's out there, right? Are you feeding the fear or the light? It's fine. Yeah, so that was super helpful. Thinking, okay, what kind of videos can I put in here for you? How can I help instead of just feel like I'm like on an island by myself? Okay, and then the choose again method. I think that's very good for this time. So noticing the thought, how do I feel right now? How do you feel right now? Have you even thought about that? How do you feel right now? Forgiving that thought, forgive the misalignment, and celebrate the desire to shift. This is back from, I think, chapter 1. Thank your negative feelings and thoughts for showing what you don't want and revealing what you do want, and then choose again. What's the best feeling that I can feel? Yeah. Okay. And then do something fun. What fun can you do? What have you been, so this is for especially if you're home and you're not out in the world right now, what have you been wanting to do that you haven't been? What fun, how can you bring more fun? I can't do this either. Adam's around the corner, it's making me nervous. So yeah, what fun can you bring in? Is there something you've been wanting to do that you haven't and now you can start? Maybe it's getting into a new exercise routine. Maybe it's eating healthier. I was saying I want to get back into like practicing guitar again, getting up early so I can get my meditating in. Anything that you can bring fun into, like I said, FaceTiming random people, like picking someone each day to FaceTime. I feel like how fun, imagine all the people you could talk to, like who knows how long we're going to be like this for. Yeah, so really just connect. Stop focusing on what you're, oh, never mind, doesn't matter for this. The more fun you have, the faster, well, we're not going to really talk about manifesting with this. I feel like more people are just, how can we shift our feelings right now? You have the power to shift the energy around you. You alone, if you have someone that you live with, you know this for sure. If someone comes home, whether it's you or the person in your house, and they're not in a good mood, you can feel it, right? So do you want to be the person that's blasting out like yucky energy, fear, like anger? And if you are right now, that's okay too. Like feel it and get rid of it, right? Whatever you have to do to let it move through you. But if you can shift your energy to lean more towards joy, think about the ripples that has just in your environment. I mean, obviously for you, but if you have kids, if you have a partner, where can you be that person that lights up the room? So can you be that person that's shining the flashlight? What did she say? Think about think about carrying a flashlight. Can you shine your flashlight, shine your joy in all situations? What can you bring? Like I said, when you're posting on social media, are you like copying articles that are like bringing more fear, or putting pictures out there that are going to instill more fear? Or are you sharing kind of the positive sides of what's happening? Because there are tons of positives. I've seen so many people helping other people, or stories of people helping other people, that if we can all just put more of that out there, people's Facebook feed will look different, let alone all the other stuff. Okay, celebrate each shift, each leaning towards joy, each time you forgive instead of attack, each time you relax instead of pushing harder. Your joy needs to be your highest priority, and it is selfish in a good way. That's so huge for right now. Your joy and well-being are your highest priority. If you are not taking care of yourself, there's no way you're going to be able to like easily take care of the people around you. So really focus on that. How can you lean more towards joy? What can you do for you? And if that's like, do we all want to take a sip of water? If that's drinking more water, drink more water. It could be something so simple like that. Or like watch a good TV show, not like a crazy one. The better you feel, the more you can give. Okay, I will put a picture of the emotional scale. Oops. I did write it all out. There we go. Yeah, so if you read chapter 4 and want to add anything below, add it below. Let us know how you're doing, if you need support in anything. I do have 2 paid offers that I can put out right now, so I'll tell you what they are. I just checked in about it this morning. So there are 2. One is, and I do this with my pendulum, which I know I showed in a past video, but if you need to see kind of how I'm doing it, I can tag you in that video. The first offer is 3 yes or no questions, so that I will be asking your guides about, your own guides, not mine. So 3 yes or no questions, and pulling a card. I will ask which deck is meant for you and pull a card. So 3 yes or no questions, card pull, $33. There's the 3s, and look, it's $3.53. 2 more 3s. The second one is takes a lot more of my energy. So the second one is, what are you looking for clarity for your guides about? So this is actually getting sentences, not just like yes or no with like a little tidbit of explanation. What are you looking for clarity from your guides about? And what do your guides most want you to know? Those will be sentences. So like I said, it takes a lot more energy. So, and which chakra needs the most healing right now? And I will send Reiki and do a card pull. So that's like my bigger offer right now. That's for $66. What are you looking for clarity from your guides about? What do your guides most want you to know? Which, I never say chakra or chakra, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Which one needs the most healing? I will send Reiki to you and find a card, which card deck is meant for you to get a card from. And that's $66. And if you just want to chat below, let's chat below. But yeah, I hope you are all doing as best you can. Let's see how we can support everyone together, and I will hopefully talk to you soon. Bye.